Hey, hey.
Hey,
Hey, you guys. Welcome to our health chat. Yay.
excited that you're all here.
Yes, you guys, we are so excited. So this month we're focusing on men's health. And tonight, if you go to this website right up there, healthchatlife.com, you'll be able to join us. We're going to be having a men's roundtable talk. And it's not going to be led by us, it's going to be led by Coletta's awesome husband, Leonard Haskin, and John H. Worth is going to be on there. Sam Gaucher, Chris Haskin. And so, you guys, it's going to be really, really, really good. And we just wanted to make sure that you guys knew about it. So, that's tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. And we definitely want you guys to jump on because it's in the nighttime health chats that we can really, really chat and really open up and talk about and just really talk, And so that's what tonight's going to be about. And so the whole month is going to be about men's health. And yeah, if you guys have any questions that you would like to be addressed in any of the health chats, please, 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 please put them in the comments because we are here for you and we're here to help in any way that we can. So I'm going to pass it over to Coletta. I guess you can share a little bit about the 4 areas that they're going
Okay.
to chat about.
Well, men are just quiet about health in general. And so they're going to kind of focus on 4 areas that you can make a difference in your life or the person that you know that's a male. And so what they'll be talking about will be heart health. It will also be nutrition because we are a nutrition company. And that's what we always talk about. It will be mental focus and also your joints, your health, as far as exercising, the things you need to do for your body. There are a lot of issues that men address more than we as women. And the other thing is that we find out that men die quicker than women. So we want you to look at how you can prolong your life or the quality of life by just making a few changes. We won't be talking. It was like, whoa, come on, I'm pulling teeth here because, getting men at a round table is not easy. And we have different levels of ages that are there that will be able to share. If you, as Ashley said, if you have questions, please put them in the chat here today so they can address those questions tonight. I'm really excited because we've been on the Shackley products for quite a while. And just to see the health, when you look at my husband, he is not his age. He doesn't seem like that's the age that he is. I'm not going to tell you his age, but he's a good looking man. And so, and so just encouraging the men, young and old, to get online and to hear some things they need to do, but also if they have questions to be a part of it. Again, it's a round table session that we'll be having. So that's what I had to say. Oh, yes. Can't hear you, Ashley. Can't hear you.
Oh, whoops, sorry, I forgot to unmute. I was saying we had a question. Somebody asked, can both men and women attend? Yes, definitely. This is for everybody. So the women, so that we can know different things to look out for, different ways that we can help, different ways, our different ways to approach how we, just different things. And also, we just want to hear from the men's perspective because, how men think is different from how women think. And how men respond to things is different how then women respond to things. And so we really just wanted to hear from them. So I was like, hey, they're running it. It's going to be really, really good. But if you have any questions, like she said, please, 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 please put that in the chat. One of the big reasons why we wanted to make sure that and it was really Crystal and hopefully she'll be able to jump on. She was having some tech difficulties, but Crystal was like, we spent an entire month on women's health. We need to spend an entire month on men's health because, we don't want to give, all this attention to women's health and forget, about men's health. And so, Pat said, thanking the men on the panel in advance. Yeah, it's going to be so good. But there's different things that are nutritionally needed. Ashton, my husband, needs some of the stuff is the same, but some of it's different. So he takes, he does certain things that I don't do. He takes things that I don't take. There's some, of course, core things that we all do. Exercise, try to eat healthier. Try, get great sleep. And I'm gonna be honest, sometimes it's we associate men with having not as good health habits, but that's not always the case. Like I know for between me and my husband, and this is just our case, he some of those core things, I guess we'll say he's like, there's certain things that he's real big on, and there's certain things that I'm real big on, and it brings a really good balance, So he has always been really big on sleep, getting the right amount of sleep. Like when we met in college, he would go to bed at 10 o'clock. And I was like, what? But, now I'm like, oh, okay. I get it. But he's still that way. I am working on that part, but, and then I remember when we started making the shift to eating healthier, not eating all this, kind of changing from our college, how we ate in college to, okay, we're like grown now. So, and getting older, so we need to change. And then I was the one that made the shift to, okay, now let's, switch to more organic, making that switch. And, so there's different areas that I'm working on it. Precious said, working on it. You're too funny. Because I will send Precious a text in a minute at like way too late. So anyway,
I just think, it just has to be a balance, and we help each other out, especially, the spouses. We help each other, or we complement each other in the things that we do. Like right now, we're on the cleanse, right? Oh my goodness. Every day. Is there any meat? Where's the meat? And I'm like, there's no meat today. There's no meat tomorrow. For the rest of the week, there's no meat. And he's like, okay. And not that we've gone, we've done this cleanse before, but I'm going to just say one thing. I was at a meeting on yesterday, and I had fixed tomato soup for his lunch. Okay. I just found out yesterday that as I was coming back and coming into the house, he heard the key. He said he had just grabbed a hand of crackers so he can put in his soup. And I was like, what? You're not supposed to be having crackers or bread, anything. And I didn't know. He confessed it this morning. He said, I grabbed the crackers. And opened the door. He said, I threw them back into the bag. I'm like, what? So, the idea, what I'm saying is that I couldn't trust him to be alone. Let's help you to focus. We're going to do this together. And that's the thing. Accountability is so important for us to do. So it was just it was so funny to me. And then he confessed. And he said, okay, this morning, where's the meat? No meat. Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
those things, because men like meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
That's what, and that's what they need to have. Here we're going to do a cleanse, the shakes, and stay focused on that. So it's really, really challenging right now.
Yeah. And it can be like, I remember the first time Ashton and I did the cleanse together, it was like, what is this? Ashton was like, I don't know about this, but we did it. And now it's like, become a part of our life. Like, every, 4 to 6, 5 to 6 months, he's like, oh, I need to do one, So it's like, it's very interesting. And I will say that doing it together though, and with an accountability group like we have with Health Journey Jumpstart, and with, our Shackley fam at large, it really, really helps so much. He said, meat, and more meat. They got to have it. We used to so be that way because until we did vegan. We were vegan. We did vegan. I did for about 2 years. Ashton did it for less time, but it opened both of our eyes to realize that we didn't need to have it as much as we thought. And we didn't need to have the portion size that we thought. Because, the typical American diet, meat is the main. Like if you have a divided, those little divided paper plates, meat was usually in the big portion. The meat was in the big portion, and the vegetables or whatever were the sides or whatever were in the small portions. Mm-hmm. But since we've done vegan, it was like we recognized, both of us, that it doesn't have to be that way. And so, but I think it's been really cool doing those kind of things together, because we both, that's not to say that we'll both stick with it, or we'll both, but it's helped to shape what we buy from the grocery store. It's helped to shape, how we eat, how our kids eat. And if one of us might be, doing a little bit too heavy on the sweets, or, meat or whatever, we'll kind of keep each other accountable, mm-hmm. And that's really good for both of us. If I ask and ask and ask, she would give in. Nope, not with Coach C.
No way. No way. The other thing I was going to say is that, with men, that you just got to kind of talk things out with them to help them so they can understand, because they will say, I don't understand what you're talking about. This is what I'm going to do. And we want you all tonight to be able to hear their thoughts, because they don't talk as much, to hear their thoughts about the nutrition, to hear their thoughts about health, to hear the values that they have about life in general. And so I was laughing when he said there with Coach C, no. Yes, in a way that that we're just trying to help. I want my husband to be around for a long time. And mm-hmm. I think you want the men in your life to be around a long time as well. And so in that, and knowing that, then you just say, I just want to encourage them and help them. I'm just excited because they are going to share. Yeah. And if you can get men to come on, because it's just not them sharing, it's a round table, get other men to come on so they can hear some things that they need to do, some things they need to share with you that can help them. They're so private, and they focus one thing. This is it. So we just got to get them to open up. So that's what this is about, even tonight. And we kind of, as women, we can chat. That's why we call it health chat.
Right.
We can chat, but then this gives these men an opportunity to really, really just be who they are and talk to other men, because when we're talking, sometimes they don't hear the women, right? But for them to hear other men who may have some of the same issues that they've had, or just to share in general. So I'm just telling you guys, we are so pumped tonight for them being able to share with one another, and to give a platform for men to do it, to say here. Because not all the women all the time, they have to be up front and on the screen, but we want you all to be a part of what we're doing, because we're doing it, as the wife, but to be a part of it and to join us in reaching the world with the mission of health. So that's why I'm excited.
Yeah. And another thing, because they're also, we're asking, they were asking, okay, what questions might we have? And one of the questions was, okay, how can we as women create a safe space
Mhm.
for them to share, you know, to where it's not, it's a safe space as far as if they do share something that it's not, well, I told you you should have,
Right.
I told you you should have done it. Remember how many times have I, it's like, because that's not a safe space, because then it just turns into not what they were trying to share. More, so that, and not that all women do that. I'm not saying that all women do that, but and it goes both ways. But tonight we're just focusing more on the men, like how can women create a safe space for men to share, because some might not share because they don't feel like being fussed at, or they don't feel like, I'm just, you know what I'm saying, like they're like, I don't feel like going through all that. But but we don't know, so that's why we're asking.
All I could think about when you said the ask is like, what you talking about? Will is like, what you talking about? That's all I could think about.
Yeah, so we're just like, we want to know what men are thinking, how they're dealing, how they do, because how they deal is different from how we deal. How Ashton deals with stuff is different than how I deal with stuff. He doesn't always understand why the way that I deal with it. I don't understand his all the time either. But I've come to realize that I might not deal with it the same way, but I have to respect it. And I can ask questions about it. The more I ask questions, and with that whole communication piece, the easier it is for us to communicate about stuff. So, how I approach him about stuff is different than how I might talk to you about something, Colette. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
so we've, it's been very, very interesting. But one thing that I've learned is that, and also not just how can we create a safe space, but not giving, like, for the men that are close to us. Sometimes we can be a little bit more, not aggressive, but not create as much of a safe space as somebody that's not as close to us. Like, we might give more leeway or more understanding, or more, to people that might not be as, in our inner circle, and the people that live in our own homes, kind of thing. So anyway, we're going to be talking about all that stuff. Well, I'm not. But they are, and it's going to be so fun, you guys. So that's all we have for you tonight. Be sure to join us to, oh, wait, we have some comments. Okay. Vanya said, it's good to have an accountability partner.
Yes.
Yes, it
Yes.
so is. And even if I'm not, you know, even if I'm not Ashton's accountability partner, he might have somebody else, like another guy friend of his, and that's cool. Like Colette and I, like, we're accountability partners, and her and Crystal, like, we have like our tribe. And with Health Journey Jumpstart, that is the funnest accountability group ever. It's so fun, but it helps us to stay on track, and we don't ever have to feel like we're off, or ashamed because we did whatever. Like, yeah, it's not about that. It's just about knowing what's good for our bodies, and it's a journey. And so it's long term, long term. So we're not about, oh, well, you messed up, you got to get back on. No, we're just learning more about ourselves, about what our body needs, about all of that stuff, and we're all learning and moving together. Okay, let me see. Precious said, that's a smart tip, making that shift for summer cookouts, reverse the use of the plate compartment. Yeah, that's true. I do that with my kids too. Like, we'll put the meat in the smaller compartments, one of the smaller ones, and the veggies in the big one. The veggies in the big one. That's good. Okay, one more. Crystal. In many other countries, veggies and plant-based foods are the main dish. Yep. Meat is on the side, or something they only have every once in a while. So true. I remember my mom would share, because she would go to, she's been to the Mediterranean area several times, and a lot of people have heard about the Mediterranean diet. And she would say that, she was like, they don't not eat meat, and they don't not eat sweets. But the way they do, they start off with a lot of fruits, fresh fruits, and fresh vegetables, salad, and stuff like that. And that's the main part. And then the next, course or whatever, they'll have meat, but it'll be a very small portion. And then after that, they'll have dessert, but it'll be very small portion. And you don't feel like you missed anything. Um,
But
so
not
that
here in America.
right.
The Mediterranean diet here in America is like eat the meat. We're gonna bring it around to you. You're gonna cut off and taste. I won't say the restaurant. I have been there, and they bring meat to you every few seconds, and they're putting it on your plate every few seconds. I know we have one in Chicago. The place, I won't say the name. I don't want people to go out and get meat, but there might be one that's here too in Texas. But they go around, they cut it off, and here, a slice of this meat, a slice of this meat. What do you want? But they're promoting meat more than any of the fruits and the vegetables. And you see a lot of people, because of that, they're gaining a lot of weight because they're eating all the fatty foods. And then they're also having more issues like the heart disease because of high cholesterol and the diabetes and your blood pressure problems. But we won't address those because the men will address them. Right. You see, I'm going off that mind frame.
I know we can talk about this forever, y'all. We can literally talk about this forever. But I'll give one restaurant tip before we wrap. One restaurant tip that I learned is, let's say you're getting a dish. Let's say you like fettuccine Alfredo, right? Let's say you like that. Because we're not saying that you can't have, stuff like that. We're not saying that. But it's more so about balanced meals than it is cutting things out. So let's say you like fettuccine Alfredo. You can ask, hey, because most of the time, if you like, I say that because I love fettuccine Alfredo. Oh my gosh. But let's say you go to a restaurant, and most of the time they'll give you, a lot of the pasta and then more meat and a small amount of vegetables. Let's say it's like broccoli, chicken Alfredo or something. It'll be a small amount of broccoli. But you can ask, hey, can I have less of the Alfredo sauce and more of the broccoli, like a double portion of the broccoli? And they'll usually accommodate your desires because there's this shift in our culture as far as eating healthier. They don't, restaurants, and whether it's fast food or not, they don't want to lose money. And so they're accommodating to this more. So you can ask, hey, can I have a double portion of the broccoli, or a double portion of asparagus, or a double portion of whatever the vegetable is, and less of the cream sauce? You can ask that and they'll accommodate it. And so what it does with the fiber from the veggies, and then you're, getting your protein from the meat, but it's like, it makes the meal more balanced so that it's not like tons and tons and tons of the sauce and a little bit of veggies.
You know what, Ashley, I think that, like you said, the balance, and I think it's a balance with anything. Whatever you're doing, there has to be a balance.
Yeah.
Too much of anything can harm the body. Just, you can eat a lot of vegetables. There's going to be some side effects from eating a lot of vegetables. I won't talk about that one, but I know what it is. But so I'm just saying, too much of anything that we put on a plate, we just need to be aware of what we can eat. And as you were talking about the plate, there's certain portions, small portions. We tend to just pile it on.
Yeah.
Or we go to those restaurants, I'm trying to think, you can eat restaurants. Pile it on and sit there for a few minutes. You're full. Get back up and go get some more. Sit there. And the people say, I'm going to get my money's worth. Really? So.
I have so done it. Yeah. It's a trap.
You talk a little bit. You talk about, let's go to the dessert table now. Which dessert are you going to get? Are you going to get one or two? I'm going to have all three. Really? I'm just saying the temptation that we have. So I just said we need to do things in a balance. and know what your body can handle and not handle.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the key things when we're talking about just health in general. So
Mhm.
I usually just laugh because I say, I have to stop. I have to stop. I'm just saying for myself, the portions, because they say, you don't want any more? I'm just saying even vegetables.
Mhm.
No, I feel full.
You feel full, right? Yep.
When you feel full, you
Stop eating.
stop. Why
Yeah.
are you forcing it into your body because you're looking at it, that temptation?
Mhm.
Just stop. So,
Yeah. Well, you guys, we just wanted to give some quick tips at the end because, we always like to give you guys something beneficial, and quick health tips. And that's it. It's not that you can't eat the cookie, just like what our upline says, not that you can't eat the cookie, just don't eat it by itself with nothing else. Make it balanced. So
or eat
anyway.
the whole bag.
Right, right. And we're not shaming or anything. No. We're just on a mission to help people have healthier lifestyles. And so we're just sharing what's worked for us, what's worked for others. Crystal. Hey Crystal. Great tip, Ash. Another suggestion for balanced eating when out. If I know I'm going to splurge at a restaurant, then I'll eat super light meals earlier in the day. That's really good. And exercise more too. LOL. That's good. And you can also drink a protein shake prior to, just to help to not overeat. That helps as well. So anyway, we love you guys. Be sure to join us tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. It's going to be featuring Leonard Haskin, Sam Gaucher, John H. Worth, and Chris Haskin. And you guys, it's going to be so good. Men's Roundtable talking about men's health. So you just go to the website up at the top, healthchatlife.com. You'll click on, there's a red box with the correct time. And once you get to the time this evening, you just click on that red box and it'll take you straight there. All right, you guys, we will see you tonight. Bye.